Stuart, very warm welcome to Middlesex. You've been on board a couple of weeks now. How have you settled in?
Yeah, very well. Just observing the way the boys go about their work, and we haven't really had too much cricket, but what I have seen is very exciting. There's some good players around, and some very fine young gentlemen. So I'm looking forward to working with them for the next period of time.
Fantastic. You've played here yourself at Lords a number of times, both Essex and Lancashire, county cricket, and also one-day cup games. You obviously had your own opinions about the place prior to joining. Was that a big sell-in for you when you took the job?
Look, I think any time you come to Lords, it's a special time. I was lucky enough to come here and play matches here, finals, one-day finals on a September day afternoon back in the day, and playing for Essex and playing in front of a full house was an amazing experience. But just to walk through the long room out to bat, walk the path of the players that had done for thousands of years before you was a buzz. But it's not the only reason that it is an appealing place to come and work. Middlesex as a county is also a very traditional, traditionally good club. We just try to really enjoy the fact that Lords is my office. Doesn't get much better.
Not a bad place to come to work. Stuart, when you took the job back in September and we announced your arrival, I think you quoted this as a plum job. There are many that could say the West Indies coaching job was a plum job. How tough a wrench was it to walk out of the West Indies ahead of the World Cup over here in the summer?
Yeah, look, it wasn't a decision that I took lightly. It was a decision I made. Basically came down to what was right for my family. The stresses and strains of being away, seeing your wife and son once every 3 months was appealing at some stages, where you're really enjoying the time away for with a team and having success. But on a day-to-day, daily basis, to spend that much time away from home was starting to grind me down. And when the opportunity came to discuss the possibility of it, it ended up being a no-brainer. Family comes first, and it was a decision made purely to obviously work here at the home of cricket, but also to spend more time with the family. With a young man growing up, needs his dad around, and my wife, she's copped it for so long with me being away. To be here to help out is it's going to be great. But the decision made both personally and also professionally, it fits pretty well.
Well, Stuart, you come in here after a couple of tough seasons for the club. The squad you've inherited are largely the same squad that won that title 2 years ago. They haven't changed as cricketers. What do you think you need to do to get them back on track?
Obviously the skill level, you don't lose skill overnight. Skill level's still there, and it might be just a mental attitude change, which I'm at the moment just starting to get to know players. Until you get to know them, you can't really make any suggestions or change too much, and you don't want to come in and change everything from ball one. That gets everyone offside. So at the moment, just observing, understanding what makes these young men tick, seeing their work go about daily, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. So for me, it's just a matter of getting the right people around them to make sure we're open, honest, and deliver good messages, and open minds to try and make sure we're trying to change the way we play, because what we've been doing hasn't been working. So make sure we're open to all that.
Excellent. Well, you mentioned getting those right players around them. You come here with something of a clean slate, really. You've got no bowling coach alongside you. You've got no batting coach alongside you. You presumably are doing some work in the background to get a support team of your own in place. I don't expect you to let us know who they are.
Yeah.
But how's that going?
Yeah, look, I've targeted a few, and look, we're progressing nicely. Hopefully, that we can get it over the line within the next week, maybe 2 weeks tops, to get people signed on dotted lines. But without disclosing who we are targeting, I'm after a certain skill base that will allow us to become hopefully the best fielding team in the competition, and also develop white ball skills with the ball. So I'll cover most of the batting when it comes to it, but those skill sets I think are very important. Aim here for me is not only to promotion in championship cricket, but also improve white ball cricket. For me, improve a white ball cricket, you need good death bowling, you need great fielding. So they're the two areas we're targeting.
Exceptional. Well, You've got a squad here, Stuart, that I mentioned. Obviously, you have underperformed for 2 years. One thing they don't lack is commitment. This week we will be announcing, we've already announced 5, another 4 to come tomorrow. 9 player extensions. There's a real buzz around the place at the moment. You've joined at a time that we've kind of pitched as a new era for the club. How far do you think you can take this side?
Yeah, look, well, early days, I can't really answer that question on how far, but I'd like to think that, you hit a certain level and the penny's got to drop. That something's got to change, and the level of commitment that has been shown might need to improve, might need to change it in direction. But for me, mate, it's just about getting to know how it all works, understanding that the mindset of different people, different players, and then slight changes here and there, and just change the perception of what looks good. Because what has been happening obviously hasn't worked in the last 2 years, and that's no disrespect to the previous staff. I'm a different beast. I'm like everyone. I don't like losing, but if we're going to lose a game, I'd rather be trying to win it than just losing it. So as long as we adhere to what we sit down and understand the way we want to play, if we adhere to that, I'll be very happy.
You've got a bit of a reputation, Stuart, as being a bit of a no-nonsense, get the job done kind of coach. I know you're a pretty gritty player. I know you say you've mellowed over the years, but what's your approach and what's your style going to be in that dressing room?
Yeah, I know, mate, I've been through it and understood I've changed, to stand up and shout. I've got a 17-year-old son. You shout at him, he just basically turns his back and walks away. And that's what young men do. I grew up in an era where you did get shouted at. That was just how the message was delivered. And you had to either, if you didn't like it, well, you weren't playing for long. Didn't mean to say I did like it. I understood that it was the way it was done, but when I was in a position where I could assert some authority within the dressing room in Queensland, we changed slightly. I didn't like to see that. If there was a message to deliver hard, it was me, the captain. No one else, not senior players, it was me. So that's how it was for me. Now moving into the coaching role, you've got to understand that they're young men, and sometimes they don't know what they're doing is right or wrong. They're just doing it. So there's a way to deliver, the tough-nosed message this day and age with, the change in society. We have become, a different type of society. So look, to deliver a tough message in a different way is what you've got to try and achieve. And the one thing that won't change will be the amount of honesty I deliver it with. When I say to players, I'm not saying it because I don't like you. I'm saying it because I love you. I want to see you get better. And it tends to rub off pretty well. Long gone are the days of standing there belting the wall and shouting down, you're yelling till your tongue drops out. That didn't achieve anything. Just gave you a headache.
Well, Stuart, I think we've got some really exciting times ahead with you at the helm. I'm sure I can speak on behalf of every Middlesex fan in wishing you every success here. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck, mate.
No, thanks, mate. And my job here is to get us playing the cricket that people want to come and watch.